crafty friends, welcome back to Sandy's Creative Studio. So today I am starting a new journal because I finally got my fabric to do a springtime journal, and I love it. I have to show you this. It is going to be the theme of bees and flowers and sunflowers. I love sunflowers. So this is the fabric I'll be using on the outside. And this is the fabric, I'll just be using this on the inside. I believe it's a handkerchief. But, you know, you can use any kind of fabric. You can use bed sheets, go to a fabric store, whatever you find pretty. You know, it could be old clothes, and you can use anything for lining your journal. So let me show you the book that I'm using, because I am using an old book because I love the size. First of all, I can show you what I'm using. I have a blade if I need it. This is what I prefer to use. I prefer to use my Fiskus roller, fabric roller. I have a brush because I'll be putting it down with some Mod Podge. Now, I got that from watching Nick the Booksmith. I've been using a lot of scrapbook papers to line the inside of my journals, but I really like the idea of getting two coordinating colors, you know, because we have the green from the flowers in this, and I just love these colors together, yellows and greens, and I love a light mint green or chartreuse, that kind of green. I love green, and I love purple. So those are the fabrics. Now this is just something I'm doing on the fly, you know, spontaneously. I have not used a lot of fabric. I have used more scrapbook paper than anything. And my dog Annabelle just came in to say hello, didn't you, baby? All right, go on. Go on out. Go on. Anyhow, so that was Annabelle, my baby girl. Part beagle, part shepherd. Beautiful, beautiful baby. Okay, so I got this book because I love the size of it. Let me get a ruler. This is like less than an inch. Yeah, so this is like a ½ inch wide, and I like that because I'm thinking of just doing like a 60-page journal, 2 15-page signatures. So anyway, let me make sure you can see. Okay, I wanted to make sure you could see my mat. Let me slide it up just a hair, because I'm going to show you the measurement. See, so it is. That's what I love about the mat. It's so much easier to measure than the ruler. So it is 9 height and 6 wide. So first thing I'm going to do, and I love this, it's an old book. I don't even know what year this came out. But this was given to somebody in 1984. Let's see. I love to know the years of the books. I mean, I know that this, even if it is a vintage book, it's not that new. It's 1984. But I love this because it is Private Lives of Garden Birds. It has some beautiful pictures on the inside. I want to show you some of the pictures. I was hoping it would have more pictures, but I love the pictures. Mockingbird. I'm just going to flip through here real fast. Swallows. And these will be going in the journal. I'm going to have to flip through it real fast this way. There we go. Crows. But I love the pictures anyway. I mean, crows might not be my favorite bird, but these pictures are so nice. Look at these phoebes. I've never heard of phoebes, but I love this picture. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and take out the pages, and I will be using the pages. Of course, you know, it's not as old as some of the books that I use, so I'll be using a lot of distressed ink with this journal. So anywho, the thing that I learned from watching Nick the Booksmith was if you hold it up when you cut it, and I really hope that this is a good angle. So use your knife, and she said it's so much easier to cut it if you hold it upright. So just make tiny slits, because you want to make sure that you have, first of all, that you have a book that has that space in between the cover, or in between the paper and the cover. It's just easier to come out. But she says standing it up is a lot easier. So just make shallow cuts, and it'll get easier and easier to cut through. And I think going straight down and doing shallow cuts this way, so much easier than just doing like I was doing. And I'm already starting to cut through. But I want to try, I already got it started. See, just doing some shallow cuts and going over and over. Making a lot of progress. Check that out. Oh, look how easy that was. So then you get to that part, and then see how easy that was to come out? Okay, so now it'll make the back part easier to come out. And I'm going to stand it up again. One thing I want to try, she said you could just, you know, try and pull on it. But you got to be careful, because you don't want to destroy the integrity of it. You want it to be strong to endure use. And you know, that's just like what should you call that book, binding material. Look how easy that is to come out. Oh, that was nice. I love that. I love how easy that was to come out. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to be taking this apart, trying to get the pictures out, but not right now. It's going to take too much time on camera. And I got to take shortcuts, because I know my videos have been really long, but I'm just enjoying myself, getting into it, and hopefully showing you guys something. But, you know, I enjoy doing it, and sometimes I just get caught up in what I'm doing. I need to get a little sip of my drink. I'm talking so much that my mouth gets dry, and I got to have some water. Okay, so I have two different kinds of masking tape. And I'm really not sure what the difference is. And I'm trying to think. I think this is a really good tape. If I still had the package, I could tell you what the difference is between the two. But I think I'm going to use this, the typical color, just because it will, well, it doesn't even really matter, I suppose, if it blends in. And it's the same width, I believe. But I do think this is the better tape, and I got this at Town and Country supply store. Yeah, these are the same. Maybe this is a hair more. No, they're about the same. Okay, and she said you did not have to use both the tape and the fabric, but I am going to use the tape and the fabric because I really like the extra strength, the extra integrity it gives. So I measure it again, and this is, I put my glasses back on, took my glasses off. That was a mistake, so I can't see anything without my glasses. And what I'm doing is I'm measuring from, make sure you can still see, I'll come down here a little. So from where you see the red of the book, and then, so measuring the inside. And that's how high I want my tape to come. Oh, I'm measuring in centimeters. It'll help if I measure in inches. Okay, so 8.5. I suppose I don't have to measure that. I'm just letting you know. And then again, this is the way Nick did it. Right, make sure you got my mat in frame. Okay, so yeah, this was a neat idea. She gives great tips. So 8.5. So I'll line that up on my mat. I'm going to take my retractable knife and cut it at 8.5. I love that trick. Okay, so then she said another tip is fold it. And I wish I could remember what the difference is in between the two tapes, but I really like how easy this one is to work with. So get it at a fold and line it up in the middle. That is perfect. And now is where I want I'm going to retract that first. Safety first. Retract your knife. Lay my tapes aside. Use my bone folder. You want to get in the creases. And like I said, I like this just for extra support. You don't have to do both. But this is the way I've always done my old book covers. Okay, I probably got it over this side a little more. As long as I get it into the creases, that is the main goal, is to get it in the creases. Okay, perfect. I like that. Okay, so now I know, again, I know that my measurements are 9 by 6, but I want it a little bit shorter, so I'm going to measure from here to here, because I got to give myself the proper measurement. So I want to go 8 1/4. 8 1/4? Oh, it's 11 1/4. No, that's, I'm sorry, that is 11 1/2. 11 1/2 by 8 1/2 is what I want my fabric cut at. Okay. So I hope that my rotary cutter, I haven't used my rotary cutter too much. I hope it'll work with this fabric. Okay. Eight and a half by 11 1/2. Let's see how this works. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to use my knife. Okay. I want to hold this here for the line. Okay. So let me see. Like I said, that was the first time I was going to try using that. Oh yeah. Okay, so I just want to keep cutting. Shallow cuts until I get it cut through. Okay, keep adding a little pressure. Okay, and again, so eventually it does cut through. Look at that, perfect. Yeah, this is a thicker material than my cottons. Okay. And I want to go across. I gotta admit, this is the first time that I have used my retractable knife for this. I've usually just used scissors, but this gives you such a better cut. Okay, so I need to cut the end off with my scissors. I do have my fabric scissors here, right here. Just a little bit there. Whoops. Let me cut that better. Get it all cut straight. And I love that because it does give you a much straighter cut. A much straighter cut than just trying to eyeball it with some scissors. But I wanted to go ahead and do the inside before I do the outside. I love this fabric. I will use that again for sure. Okay, so I figured I would go ahead and do the inside before I do the outside. So the bottom is perfect, but I am going to have to trim just a bit. I want to put it up against the line. Straighten it up a bit. I am going to straighten it up with my scissors. Just gonna line it up, eyeball it. Because it's only hair that I need to cut off, and that was at the top. There. Just lay that back out. Still feel like I need to cut it a little bit more. Like I said, it is just the top on this right side that is a little off. Okay, there we go. That'll make such a pretty lining. Okay, so I'm going to use my Mod Podge, my big brush, but I'm going to fold this up on its side. The first thing I'm going to do is the inside spine. I'm going to do the inside spine and make sure that it is thoroughly coated and got a good hold, and then move on to the sides. But I want the inside done first. It's easier to do that way. Okay, lay to the side. Line it up. All right, now I'm going to get my bone folder. And you really want to make sure that you get it in the creases really well. So that looks good to me. And I'm going to work on trimming this side up again, just a little. Eyeball it. There we go. Very good. All right, now I'm going to flip this to one side. Get my glue. I'm going to do the inside, and then I'm going to be doing the outside as well. And I've never used Mod Podge either. Like I said, I got some good tips from watching Nick the Booksmith. I usually use my Fabrifix. And I like to use plenty of it. Look how easy that goes on. Love that. A little bit more on the bottom. A little bit more right here. Fold this one up. Use my Mod Podge. I can't wait to get started on the inside of this journal. I love bees. I love bees and sunflowers. I don't love bees, but I think they're cute with the sunflowers. I hate to get stung. Okay, flip this over and just smooth it down. And then, like I said, use my bone folder to make sure that it is smooth. I really do like using the Mod Podge. Maybe even better. It's easier to use. I like that. Stretch that out a little bit. Don't know what we're going to do on the inside yet, but it'll be nice. I'll have a pocket down here. I do want a pocket in the front and the back. Okay, I'll put some down at the bottom here. Smooth it out. Let me hold that for a second. And there we go. We got the inside. Love it. Yes, see, I want to make sure how that looks on the creases. That looks good. So I'm going to set this to the side and put my brush in the water before I forget, because I've had too many brushes dry out that way. Okay, so I'll set this to the side. So I need to do a lot of cutting down on this piece. Okay, so I need a guide, something to guide me. Let me show you the book that I got. This was a recommendation by Jeannie Desiree. She used this book, Friendship, in one of her journals. I love it. Beautiful pictures. And I'll be using the pictures in this journal. Let me straighten out my fabric here. Let me straighten everything out. Friendship. I love the pictures, and it has beautiful poetry in it. So that will make such beautiful journal pages. I think this is my favorite. I love this. The house by the side of the road. I hate that I'm going to have to cut some down, but I will definitely have to cut it down for this journal. Okay, so pull this up so it's on the mats. Pull it over so it's starting at 0. Okay, so we're going with 11.5. And make sure you can still see, make sure everything is in focus. I've done too many videos where I was not in focus. I had to redo several of them. Go through there again. Like I said, I'll keep going until I get it cut through. Felt like it did just a little bit at the top that I need to get. Very good, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to line up my book. Let me slide the material down. Get my measurement one more time. So I want this to be 8. So I'm going to pull this up so it's at 0, 0. And this book is going to be too big. Or too, there we go. I'll just line it up to the 8. I know before I have done videos where I just kind of threw the cover together real quick, but this works better. I like doing this, actually give you an idea of what I'm actually doing. I wanted to do a little bit more of a tutorial. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to hold the book still so it is an accurate cut. Okay, gotta make sure I can see. I have my glasses on, but my hair's flopping in my face. Okay. I think I got it. Alright, let me cut through this. Well, I was going to say, this is looking small, but I was using a large book. Let's see. Cut the rest of the way through with my scissors. And I thought I'd be able to tear that. There we go. This is looking a little small. Well, let me try it. I did because I didn't take into consideration the inch. Yeah, I really did not take that into consideration at all. Things happen. I am telling you the truth that things happen. Okay. So, I was measuring and I was so careful, but I had to make sure that I have an inch all the way around. And here we go. I have an inch all the way around, or a half inch at least. So, I'll use my retractable knife again. I guess that's what I should have done. After all, I'm trying to be so exact, where I should have just been maybe better at eyeballing. You know, mistakes are made, but I'm honest about it. At least I'm honest. Okay, I'm gonna get my scissors to cut that. So I'm gonna get this cut the rest of the way out, and then I can probably even eyeball it. That is perfect. Just like, I'm gonna eyeball it and use my scissors. Alrighty then. Okay, sorry about the interruption. My phone cut off, and I went ahead and covered the journal with my fabric, and I just want to let you know what happened. And on the next video, we're going to pick up with covering the journal and getting the pages ready. I hope you guys are enjoying this process. I love this journal. I love the pages, and I hope you guys too. So I hope you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more videos to come so you can check out the next in the series. Thanks, and bye for now.